Hello, welcome to another episode of Bob's Bus Rescue. This will be episode 8, I do believe. I've been trying to fix that rear wheel arch and been fabricating up a panel, so I'm going to show you what we've been getting up to that on this one today. Although, when I think about it, I don't think I've actually shown you me cutting out the rear arch yet. So first of all, I actually cut out the rear arch, then I discover that the tub for the rear wheel is a bit rotten. So I've been fabricating parts to sort that out. So I've been making a start on that. So let's have a catch up on Bob's Bus Rescue. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I don't know if you're able to see the joy on my face here because I've got the spot weld drill gun out, and it's absolutely a fabulous bit of kit for when you've got a lot of hard work to do with spot weld drilling. It's proved to be a very nice piece of equipment, and I'd highly recommend them to people if you've got a lot of work and a lot of spot welds to drill out. It just saves a lot of time and a lot of effort and a lot of frustration. I don't think you can see the sheer smiling face, but it's there, I promise you. To the stage now where I've cut out the rear wheel arch side panel here, and I've uncovered the tub, and I always thought the tub was a bit rotten down here because you can see through that it actually corroded away. It's a bit worse than I thought it was going to be, which is a shame for me because that means a lot of hard work. But thinking about it is what I'll be doing is forgetting about where it curves around, but where it starts to be straight, I can fabricate that piece quite simply. It's a piece. I'll make some sections along it, convert them from cardboard template to maybe steel, tack weld the steel ones in place. So I've got the form to work to, so I know where to bring the bottom to. That should give me a good datum then for not messing up with the new panel when I put that in. And so that I should then also be able to spot weld the two together because they actually spot weld in. So that's a way through for that part. Then this corner's actually not too bad. I think this is all a bit savable, bit of work, should be savable. Down the bottom here, I just kind of had it. I'll have to work out how to do that. Then this section around the corner here, it's quite rotten just there. I don't know if you can see that too well. I should bring the camera over. So yeah, this section here, give it a little bit more light. I do struggle with lighting here, I apologise. Yeah, that's quite corroded there. Probably needs cutting out there. New piece making. And this is all a bit weak and naff. And then this bit here has completely had it. That bit there is completely gone. So I'm going to have to remake this bit here. I will work that out. I'll try and keep what I can and just work with smaller parts. And it might be that I just do some sort of small patches here. This I'm just going to have to make a whole piece for. And then down here, make some patches really, probably do. Then the other surprise was here. I didn't expect this at all. Yeah, this has caught me out a bit. This sill. So it's solid-ish. I could maybe consider it a surface rush situation. This, I've cleaned this up a bit. That could clean up more. I might be able to save that. It looks okay from above. Could be savable. I have bought though the actual, they're on order and they'll be here soon. The inner inner, outer and the sill strengthener pieces. There's 3 pieces. There's actually 3 pieces on each sill side. So Alan Schofield's did a kit where they do a left hand and a right hand sill set, 6 pieces all in all. And they're doing for a left hand drive and a right hand drive bus, and this is a left hand drive bus, so I've got a left hand drive set coming, so hopefully they should be here within a day or so. I just had to get on and get them ordered really, because once I'd uncovered this I realised what's going to happen. But whilst I'm waiting for those parts, I can get on and fabricate this, which is what I'm going to do. I have already, I did order from Heritage, VW Heritage, these bottom parts here, which go in there, which is the splash panel. I probably don't need all of this, I'll use as much as I need. And then I ordered the other end as well, because these are pretty much the only parts that are available for this tub. Oh, that piece goes in there. What I've actually got in there is, yeah, so what I've actually got in here is actually pretty good. So I may not be taking that out, but I might use the ends of it on this part here where it comes to join the outer here. I will dig in, work out what I'm going to use and what I'm not going to use. But yeah, as you can see there though, that's all pretty bad. I have also ordered the side panel here up to, actually it goes quite high. I would only use it until I get to there's a strengthener on the inside, I feel inside. It's about there. I could put a light inside and might be able to show you. If I pass you in, there you go, you can see the strengthener there. So, that saved me a walk, didn't it? So yeah, we'll cut that just where the strengthener is, cut just below it, because you can see here, this is all started to bubble, the rust is bubbling through there. The sills are gone, obviously, on the inside. And on the outside by the look of it as well, so they're going to be replaced. So that was well, that was another 450 quid's worth of panels I've had to buy. That was just for this side. I haven't bought the other sides yet because I'm just kind of saving the money until I need to spend it. So it's not cheap, this job. Could obviously have made more of it, but then you're into a lot more time. So there we are. Yeah, that's a bit painful down there. I don't quite understand how I'm going to do that yet, but I'll work it out. That bit's not too bad, I can do that in small patches. This piece, as I say, I'm not really too worried about that, I should be able to make that. It'll get difficult when we get to the corner and the radius there, I'll have to work out how to do it. The bottom of the, what is this pillar? This is the C pillar, isn't it? That looks like it might be a bit gone as well. I think the B pillar and the C pillar are the same. So I bought a piece of B pillar. Once I've got this out, I will work out whether or not I need 2 pieces of B pillar. I suppose that B pillar is the opposite side to, where is it? It's over here. So I've got a left hand B pillar, which fits just down there like that. So this one would obviously be the wrong side. I wouldn't imagine it probably goes underneath it. So I'll work out what I need to do there for a C pillar. I think you probably use the right hand side B pillar for this C pillar. I think. I'm not sure. I might talk to VW Heritage and see what they say. I don't think it was on their website. So I've made the templates for the profile there, and as you'll have seen on the time lapse, I did actually use a comb gauge, which I happen to have. Had a while, so that template just fits on there. I will weld that in place. That presents form there. Then I've got the second one there, which goes there. Weld that in place. Need to weld a little bit on the bottom there because I accidentally cut it off. And then weld one on here. Which is number 3. Oh, it goes on the inside, doesn't it? If we do it there, that would be very wrong, wouldn't it? It actually goes there. So that replicates that there. So that'll be welded on there. So then those 3 templates will create the form for me able to see where the bottom goes. Can cut this out, and then we're running to, actually got a datum to work to. So I should be able to create that piece. I may create that piece by basically just creating a flange on its own across there, and then the film piece to it, and then weld the 2 together. Have one overlap the other and just fill it with weld and then ground it so you have the radius. It's probably going to be easier and quicker to do that. The other way of doing it is I'd have to get the form, but it's then trying to achieve that roll of edge when I don't really have the tool to do it. So I haven't got any tools to do that. I could create a hammer form and do a lot of hammering and crushing, but it doesn't always turn out that great when you do that. Just been finishing off some work on this wheel tub. Here we go. I'll just lose the glasses. So we have this piece. I managed to form this piece in one go. Basically, I curved it round. Well, I folded it over first to show you. Actually, I did video it, but I did that thing where when you're videoing something, you think you've pressed start the camera, but you don't accidentally. So then by the time you finish, you tell it to stop recording, you tell it to start. So I had 5 seconds of me saying, oh bugger, I've missed it. Never mind. Anyway, so I did record myself doing this, but you're not going to see it. I used a piece of flat bar and a piece of hollow section, and the hollow section itself had this kind of radius, so I bent it over that and clamped the flat bar to it, and it came out quite well. And then I put the curvature into it afterwards, and then I've just sort of managed to get curve into this now by putting some cuts in, and then which I've welded up here. I did have some cuts there which allowed it to flex round and move. Didn't really need to do anything down this end, so move that in there. But yeah, it's not looking too bad. I'll have to try the body panel over it, just make sure this isn't sticking out too far. It could actually be sticking out too far. If it is, I'll have to be knocking it in. I do on the inside of this have some webs to make sure I've got it in the right position. I'll cut them off now because they are showing it's in the right position. And then I can start working on these pieces. I'll do these as a thin strip and then maybe bring some material off here as well. All the way down to the bottom there, where it's not very good. It's all a bit poor down there. And then we'll move on to this. But we're not going to think about that at the moment. We're just going to do this. And once we've got this done, I'll offer up the panel and make sure that we can work it. And obviously it's not very good down there as well. But that'll be all right. We'll work it out. I've got a bit of blow through here because this is very thin just here. So we're going to have to put some extra metal in here and a bit of a bend on that. But I'll do a small piece there like that. That weld to there. Then I'll do a strip which goes around there. It's all, yeah. Do it in bits, small bits, and build it up. But it'll be okay. It will all be okay.